So much of our life is lived online. We talk to people online, we see how they are living their life online, we go shopping online, whether it be for food or clothes, and because of that, the only way we feel that we can be connected as a community is through our phone. I myself find that there are days where all I am doing is scrolling endlessly first thing when I wake up, leading me to be stuck in my bed for hours on end, lost in my TikTok or Instagram feed. Instead of living my own life and working towards becoming the best version of myself, I am simply watching other people do it themselves. The hardest part of social media for me is overconsumption and the constant desire to have the next best thing and always be on top of recent trends in order to feel as if I am in with everyone else. But even that has its boundaries, and eventually you will become drained and lose touch with what really matters about life: existing. Hello and welcome back to my channel. I hope that you liked the little montage at the start of the video. It's a little bit different to how I usually start my videos. It's something I want to try and incorporate into my videos if I get the chance. In this video, I'm going to be talking about a subject that I haven't really talked about before, and that's the pressure of overconsumption and how loud social media can be, and the pressure of trying to stay up to date with all these new trends and to just have the next best thing. For me, I feel like sometimes you just need to reset from all of that. And if you are feeling that overwhelm from feeling like you have to have that next best thing or to stay up to date with all the trends of 2024, then this video is for you and is going to help you to reset. I'm going to be sharing 5 different ways that I add simplicity back into my life after feeling the overwhelm of overconsumption, and how you can add simplicity into your life as well. Now, before I actually get started into the video, I thought that it would be quite interesting for me to share that there has been a study by the University of Pittsburgh that shows that the more time that individuals like you and I will spend online, the more likely we are to make impulsive purchases. And I thought that was really interesting because it does generally make sense. If you're constantly spending time on your phone, you're seeing the next best thing that the internet is trying to give to you. And especially when you have a feed and there are certain things that you really love, like let's say that you are really interested into makeup, your feed is then going to show you all the next best things and makeup products that makes you feel like you need to get them, or else you aren't staying up to date with everybody else and you're not in with everybody else. And so I thought that was quite interesting and that I would share that. Now, my first tip is that if you see something that you really think that you want, that you're thinking, I need that thing in my life, like I can't carry on living without buying that thing, what I want you to ask is this something that you generally need and that you generally want, or is this something that the internet is making you believe that you want and need in your life? Because there is a massive difference. Then, once you've answered that question, or if you're not really sure about the answer to that question, I want you to try and put that product or whatever it is to the back of your mind for at least a week or even 2 weeks, and just carry on living the way that you usually do without even thinking about that product. You can add it to your shopping cart, but what I can imagine is most likely going to happen, because this happens for me as well, is by the end of the week or 2 weeks, you will realize that you hadn't even thought about that product, that you didn't even really need it, that you are happy with the products that you have, but you didn't really realize that you were happy with them because you were focusing on that new product at the time of seeing that video that came up on your feed. And when you realize that you didn't even need that product in the first place, you will be so grateful for the fact that you didn't just impulsively buy it in the moment. Maybe if by the end of the week or 2 weeks you realize that you do actually want the product and that it will actually be of use to you, then you can buy it, and then you can buy it and not feel that guilt after buying it, because you know that it's something that you generally do need. The second tip is that I want you to take a break from social media. Now, this is obviously quite an obvious one. If you're on social media all the time, then obviously you're going to try and take a break from social media, but it has a bigger impact than you can ever imagine. I remember during COVID, I was spending 24/7 on my phone because I had nothing else to do. It was the only way that I could stay connected to my family and friends that I didn't live with or that I used to see on a day-to-day basis. And so during COVID, when I was constantly stuck in my room, if I wanted to be connected to everybody else and if I wanted to be connected to the rest of the world, I had to do this through my phone. I had to do this through social media. So it was very easy for me to realize that at the end of the day, all I had done was just spend time on my phone and scroll through social media, that I had just been in my bed all day. It made me feel like I wasn't achieving anything, or that I wasn't pushing myself to achieve my goals, because I quite literally wasn't. All I was doing was watching other people live their lives and watching other people be productive with their lives and watching other people go and achieve their goals. I wasn't doing it for myself. After COVID, my social media addiction got so bad that I actually had to force myself to just take a break from it. And what I did is I deleted TikTok, because that was one of the main platforms that I went on. And so for a few months I didn't go on TikTok every day like I used to, and I realized that I was generally so much happier. Because for me, what I tend to do on TikTok, or I tended to do, I try not to do it anymore, is compare my lifestyle to other people, or just to compare my appearance to other people's appearance. And it was very easy for me to do this because social media is showing you everybody else's life. You can literally see anybody's lifestyle that you want to, or how anybody lives their life, or the way that anybody looks, and their highlight whenever you want, just by a click of your finger. And I think that that is really damaging for us. We were not made to be able to see this many people's lives. We were not made to be able to see this many people in general. We were made to just be able to just go out into the world and find these people in real life, not to just be able to scroll and go from one life to the next, to the next, to the next. And so what can end up happening is you live so much in other people's lives and other people's day-to-days and other people's routines that you forget about your own routine, you forget about your own life, you forget about focusing on what you want to do, and you just focus on what that person wants to do. You forget to focus on the beauty of yourself because you're focusing so much on the beauty of other people. And so when you are feeling this overwhelm from the overconsumption of social media, the only thing that you can do for yourself is just delete that app, or to just reduce the amount of time that you're spending on it. If you find that you're spending 4 hours on TikTok, then just try and reduce it to 1 hour. I know it can be really difficult to completely take it away from your life, but when I did that, I realized that my life was just so much happier, and I was feeling so much more confident in myself, because the only person I was comparing myself to was the person that I was yesterday, and that's the only person that you should ever be comparing yourself to. You can't be comparing yourself to other people because they're on a completely different journey to you. It's going to get you nowhere. All it's going to do is make you feel bad about yourself. It's not going to help you in any shape or form. And so when I got rid of TikTok and just social media in general from my life, I was able to see that the only thing that really mattered was my life and my choices and where I wanted to go, and me as an individual. You are the main character of your life. That person that you see on social media is only a small, minuscule part of your life. It's not going to change the way that you think or feel, or the way that you decide to live your life by looking at how everybody else looks, or by looking at how everybody else lives their life. It's just going to make you feel worse about yourself. Nowadays, it's much harder for me to do this because I have my own social media platform. So I do have my own TikTok, and that means that I can't really just delete TikTok because I'm creating content for it. So what I try to do is to just look at the things that I see on TikTok as just inspiration. And you could do this with any social media platform. Try and create a feed that's going to make you feel inspired, that isn't going to make you compare yourself or obsess over, because you have that control. You have the control to create the feed that will make you feel good about yourself. If you notice in the morning the first thing that you do is grab your phone, which don't worry, we all do it. I do it as well. Then maybe create a feed that's going to make you feel productive and make you feel excited to get out of bed in the morning, not a feed that's going to make you feel like you want to turn over and just go back to sleep because you're not feeling good at all. Number 3, and one of my favorite tips, is to be grateful and gratitude, because overconsumption comes from the belief that what you already have in your life isn't enough and that you need more. Whether this is staring at your wardrobe and thinking that you don't have enough clothes, or whether this is looking at the meal that you've just made and realizing that it's not as aesthetic as the meal that you saw on TikTok about 5 minutes ago. Whether this is you realizing that you only have a 3-step skincare routine and not a 10-step skincare routine, or that your makeup is a lot more basic than someone else's makeup. It can be very easy to think that what you have is not enough. And trust me, what you will find is that you don't need 50% of the things that you think that you need. You only want them because it looks desirable and you want to be desirable yourself. You want to feel desirable. And so if you see that it's desirable in someone else, or that the way that they're living is desirable to yourself, you think that you need that thing, or that you need to live that way because you also want to be desirable to other people. I want you to truly sit down and ask yourself, Do you need that thing in your life? Do you need those new pairs of shoes when you already have 4 stuffed at the bottom of your wardrobe? Do you need that new makeup product when you're already happy but you don't even realize with the products that you already have? Do you need that new skincare product, or is that 3-step skincare routine good for your skin? And in fact, having more than what you already have is actually going to make you have a worse outcome and make your skin flare up. Overconsumption makes you feel like your life isn't good enough, and then what that causes to happen is that you forget to be grateful for the small things that you have in your life that other people wish that they had. Forget to be grateful for the roof that you have over your head. You forget to be grateful for the bed sheets that you have that keep you warm, even if they aren't as aesthetic as the bed sheets that you see online. You forget to be grateful for the food that you have, even if it doesn't look or isn't presented the way that the people that you see online present their food. You forget to be grateful for the amount of skincare products that you have, even if they aren't from the high-end brands that you wish that you had. You forget to be grateful for the clothes that you wear every day, even if they aren't the clothes that you see are trending online. You forget to be grateful for the things that you have and that you use on the day-to-day basis, and you should be grateful for those things, and social media takes you away from being able to be grateful for those things. So what I want you to do is to just sit down, make a list of everything that you are grateful for, and then you will realize that you don't even need those other things, that you are truly happy with the things that you already had, and that social media was just clouding you from realizing that. As long as these products and these things in your life work for you, then that's all that matters. You don't need to get the things that work for somebody else, because they might not even work for you. Get what works for you. Even if that means that maybe it's not the high-end brand that you see everybody else using. If it's that drugstore brand, then who cares? As long as it works for you, then that's all that matters. There is so much in life to be grateful for, but if you're constantly looking from the perspective that what you have isn't enough, then of course you're not going to be able to see that. Number 4 is spending time in nature and just having regular breaks where you are coming off of your phone. This is especially important for someone that works on their laptop or just works at home and is constantly looking at a screen. If you don't allow yourself to have like 5 to 10 to even maybe 15 to 20 minutes where you're just spending time in nature and just taking a time away from looking at the screen, then you're going to feel like you're literally losing control of your life, and you're going to feel this massive overwhelm because you're not allowing yourself to reset. Just going on a walk or spending time in nature and not doing anything, just sitting in silence with your thoughts, is such a magical moment, and you don't realize how creative you can get and how many new ideas that you can come up with when you just allow yourself to sit in silence. Because I know that when you go to the toilet or when you're having a shower, you're taking your phone with you or you're watching a YouTube video. Don't worry, we've all been there, we all do it. But if you just go to the toilet or go and have a shower and just allow yourself to sit in silence and to just think about the things that are going through your head, you're going to realize that it's going to be really healing for yourself, because you're going to be able to feel seen, you're going to be able to feel heard, because you don't allow yourself to feel seen and heard, because you're not allowing yourself to have those moments where all you're doing is just listening to what's going in and out of your head and to just listening to the way that you feel. When you listen to the way that you feel and you just truly listen to yourself, you're going to realize that there's a lot of things that you think about that are inspiring, and there are all these creative ideas that you usually don't even realize you're thinking about because you're constantly looking at a screen or listening to someone else's life or listening to the things that other people are saying. Nature for me is the most inspiring and healing thing in life. To be able to just listen to the rustling of the trees from the wind, and to just be able to listen to the birds singing, and to truly just allow yourself to live in the moment, that is something that you can't get from looking at a screen. You forget about living in the present moment when you are scrolling on TikTok and you're seeing everybody else's life. You forget to realize what's going on for you in that second, because you're worrying about what someone else did 5 minutes ago or how someone spent their day yesterday. Instead, what I want to do is just to turn it all off, switch it all off. Go outside, touch some grass, allow yourself to just breathe, take that deep breath in and just sit in silence. What's the first thing that comes to your head when you sit in silence? And maybe it will take you a while for even to think of anything. Maybe it will take you a while to hear all that noise in your head because you're so used to just ignoring it. When you eventually allow yourself and your mind to feel seen and heard, you will realize that there is actually a lot going on up there that you don't even realize. Allow yourself to live your life, because if you don't and you're spending it constantly on social media, then you will not realize when it's a new day or a new week or a new month, and then you will eventually see that you have just wasted all your time watching everybody else live their life without even giving yourself the chance to live your life. And the fifth and final tip is that I want you to do what makes you feel happy and what makes you feel seen and what feels right for you, and not what makes other people feel happy or what's right for them. Maybe the way that someone else lives their life seems aesthetic and that their routine seems like something that you might want to try, but at the end of the day, that's what works for them. You need to find a routine that works for you. You need to find clothes that make you feel good and not what is trending on social media or what is the 2024 trends. You need to live in a way that makes you feel happy and in a way that makes you feel excited to get out of bed in the morning, in a way that makes you feel comfortable and confident, and where you feel like you can just be yourself without having to feel like you need to be someone else. When you live that life, that's when you know that you're living the right life for yourself. You shouldn't be feeling like you need to live the life that is trending online or that everybody else seems to be living, because that means that you're following the crowd, and you don't want to be following the crowd. You want to be unique, you want to be different, you want to be yourself. Decorate your room in a way that's going to bring excitement for yourself, not in a way that everyone else is decorating their room. Watch things that make you feel happy, not what things are trending. Just live in the way that you want to live, not in the way that social media is trying to force you to live. The most beautiful part about life is that we can make it as unique as we want. We have the control to live in the way that we want to live, and you are taking that away from yourself. You are taking that ability away from yourself by trying to force yourself to live the way that social media wants you to live, and that is so sad. You are the writer of your life, so why are you giving the pen to someone else? Why are you giving the pen to social media and the internet? You can write the story of your life in the way that you want to. You have that control, so take a hold of that pen and write whatever it is that you want to. Create the routines that you want to. Create the life that you want to. Don't listen to the sound of social media and the internet and what everybody else is saying, because it doesn't matter. Do what feels right for you. Do what brings you excitement and joy. Do what makes you want to live your life. Do what makes you feel fulfilled and successful. Everyone has their own life. Everyone is walking down their own path. So stop trying to push another person out of their path and walk their path. Walk your own path. Find your own path and live your own life. And it's time for you to start living it without depending on the constant sound and buzz of social media and the constant need to have the next best thing or to do what everyone else is doing or to follow up with the trends. Because let me tell you now, whatever is trending right now is not going to be trending in a few years' time. So if you create a whole routine or you change your whole wardrobe to fit what's working for 2024, when you get to 2027, it's not going to work for you anymore. But what will work for you and what will always work for you is doing what's right by you and what's right for you and what feels good for yourself. Sometimes we forget that because we're spending so much time on social media, and this overwhelm of overconsumption doesn't allow us to realize that. So that's all for this video, and I really hope that it helped you realize the importance of just taking a time away from your phone and to just having a break from social media, and to just realize there is so much to be excited about in the life that you are already living, and that your past self would be looking at your current self thinking, why are you not thankful for that? Why are you not thankful for that house that you live in, or that apartment that you live in, or the clothes that you are wearing, or the life that you get to live? Our self would be looking at you right now thinking, that's a dream for me. So you know what? Allow yourself to be grateful for that. Be grateful for all the small things that you have. Try and be grateful without worrying about comparing yourself to other people or seeing what everybody else has, and you will realize that there is so much to be happy about, and that you will be able to get to your dreams and to success faster because you'll be working and doing what's right for you and not what's right for everybody else. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, then please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good rest of your day.